Hello and welcome to the OP Podcast. Today, this is your welcome session for the OP Podcast. OP stands for Optimized Profitability. You're here because you're an entrepreneur or you're in business for yourself and you want to take the next step and optimize your business, optimize your life, and optimize your profitability. Those are 3 steps. Matthew's on board with us. Matthew, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Matthew Zammit, and I am the executive producer of this podcast.
An executive producer means he executes things.
Absolutely.
Not kill them. No, we're not going to do that. Execute means he puts them into practice. So we do all the recordings. He does the behind the scenes and dibbly blips. How's that for dibbly blips? We're going to call
That's perfect. I love it.
Right. So Matthew, a lot of people are going to ask, why do we call it the Optimized Profitability Podcast? Let's get that right out there.
Man, well, we're focused on giving entrepreneurs a way to grow. And so that's why we want to optimize in a way that increases your profitability. That's pretty much exactly what we mean.
Okay, so that's the spiel. But the reason we call it Optimized Profitability because we're hosted by DFW Top. That's our main company. That's our LLC. That's our real life company. And DFW Top stands for Designed for Winners to Optimize Profitability. So that last little bit, optimized profitability, really stood out to people. So we really want to capitalize on, and I say capitalize, that's a bad word, maybe. But so what's our goal on optimized profitability? Let me make it really simple. We want to look at an entrepreneur's journey. We're going to try to keep these right about 20 minutes. So it's a nice podcast you can have on your drive going to and from work. It's real simple and easy. I know those hour-long ones, I check out on them personally. That's just me. So we try to keep this simple. We're going to do 20 minutes. We're going to talk about the struggles that it takes for people to get into entrepreneurship. What are some of those things they had to overcome to really get to success? And then what are their wins? What are the wins that's happening right now in their life, something they're doing in their life right now in their entrepreneurship that's giving them that optimized life and that optimized profitability? That's our keys. Now, on top of that, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to offer second and even sometimes third sessions on our website. These are going to be bonus materials. So not every podcast speaker is going to have something that offers to you. But if it does offer something for you, like sometimes we have somebody that's a real estate investor. We have a lot of real estate investors that listen in on us. Well, that's great. Some of our offerings are going to be for real estate investors. So if you're a real estate investor, I want you to go to that podcast page and I want you to watch those additional videos because we're going to have some extra steps there. One video I can't even tell you. I don't want to tell you too much, but we have one guy, he shows you an entire layout of how you can structure your finances to build a huge empire in real estate, leveraging multiple structures of business. And I'm trying to keep this without saying too much stuff. But then he even goes into the concept that if you're getting started, we even have a third session on that training where we go through what it means to build a basic business plan. And we're not talking like the executive summary and all the big stuff. I'm talking about a business plan that's action step. Piece by piece. Here are your 3 things you do. Let's go do them. That kind of thing. An action-based business plan. So that's one of our podcasts. You know, in some of our podcasts, we have people coming on talking about their health and what has happened in their health and how they've structured that to make their lives better. We're going to talk about people that are financial people and all this stuff. So a lot of things behind the scenes. A lot of good stuff's coming up. So Matthew, do you listen to podcasts?
I love podcasts personally, so I listen to a ton of them.
And why do you listen to podcasts?
I really enjoy podcasts because I love music, but I want to grow my brain. And so I want to listen to people's stories and kind of like work my life with them, grow with them. And I think that's something that I love and enjoy. And
see, that's important. You say with them because so many times when you're in these podcasts, you feel separated from the people, but we want to feel you connected to these people. Our goal when we have an entrepreneur on here is not for them to give us their sales pitch about their next product and the next thing they're selling, but instead their life, what's going on in their life right now. They're real life people. We're all real life people. And as an entrepreneur, we have to realize we're not in the game alone. Used to be old school dog eat dog world. We're all competing with each other. We're all fighting against each other. You know what? That's the wrong mentality. We focus on the abundance mentality. There's enough business. There's enough money for all of us to win. We can even collaborate and help each other win even bigger. It's a synergetic effect. How's that for a big word? Synergetic.
Awesome. I love it.
I'll be honest, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. When I do listen, I try to listen to something that's very succinct and very direct. I like Story Brand with Donald Miller is a good one that I like to listen to. It's on marketing. He goes through very precise steps of things, and I like the step-by-step guide type stuff. That's what I like. Matthew, what do you listen to? What kind of podcasts?
Well, I'm more out there, but specifically Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum is one of my favorites. It's different. And then I also listen to Ask Gary V, Gary Vaynerchuk's daily content.
And a lot of people like those podcasts. Those are different styles.
Millennials.
Yeah, exactly. It's a millennial thing. It's in your face, rah, rah, rah type thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ours isn't like that. Ours isn't going to be like that. Let's talk about who this podcast is for. If you're just getting started in business, this is a great way for you to connect with other people and see how their life has transpired. It might give you that one little word of the insight or that one little bit of wisdom that'll take your business from just barely surviving to really thriving. And it's also for those people who've been around for a while and they kind of get jaded. Let's just be honest. In business, it's easy to get jaded. It's easy to be all the stuff that's going on in our world. This is 2020, and anybody who knows anything about history or anything knows what's going on in 2020. And it's real easy to get focused on all the negative that's thrown out there. We want to focus on the positive side of things. Yes, we struggle, but what are we doing because of that struggle? What is that struggle that brings a winning atmosphere for everybody? What is that one thing that it takes to bring that one person to that one step for success? I mean, think about it. You may not want to listen to a podcast every week, but that one person may say that one thing that you need to hear, and you never know where you're going to find it. Ours are unscripted. It's direct from the person we talk about. We want to know their wins, their losses, and what are they doing right now that's working. We want you to leave this podcast with one tip that you can put into practice this week in your business. That's crucial to us. I don't want you to listen to podcasts and feel good and that's it. I want you to listen to your podcast, feel good, and do something about it. Grow your business, grow your life, optimize your business, optimize your life, and optimize your profitability. Because ultimately, if your life is not optimized, it's hard for your business to be optimized. It's hard for your profitability to be optimized. They all go together. And you may say, well, I disagree with you, Lau. I can optimize my business, not optimize my life. You can disagree with me. I'm totally okay with that. You're going to be wrong. But in reality, how many people have gone out there and built their business and optimized their business, but then went home to an empty household or went home to a broken family? That just breaks my heart. And that's what I don't want you to do. So some of these podcasts, we're going to have a married couple on here. And the married couple is going to talk about their struggles as couple, how they worked. I might even try to talk my wife into getting on here. And she's not an entrepreneur, but I want to find people who are entrepreneurs because there's different worlds that we live in. And when you're married to a non-entrepreneur, you'll have different ways of thinking. You've got to adjust those things. So it's very important. Now, let's get back to podcasts. Why do people go to podcasts? Now, Matthew, why would somebody want to be a guest on a podcast? How does that help them in their marketing? How does that help them structure their business? Well, how does that help them if somebody want to be a guest on our podcast?
Well, the reason it comes down to marketing. So a podcast is kind of like the awareness stage. You're really not here to sell. You're just here to share your brand or share what you're doing. I'm going to
pause you. What do you mean the awareness stage? Somebody might not know what that means.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't even notice I did it. It's a marketing funnel. So you start in the awareness stage. It's kind of like what you consider the top of the funnel, and then you draw them into the funnel, which brings them towards something that they would want to purchase, something that you're giving away to give value. And towards the end, you hit the referral stage, where at that point, that customer is so convinced that you're like the thing that they need. Right. And they buy more products and they refer you out to other customers.
So right now, the funnel. Matthew's talking about the funnel, and you hear the word funnel all over the place, but let's make it really easy. We're talking about your customer journey. Where's your customer on the journey? They may never have heard of you before, so you've got to get out there and expose yourself. That's the awareness phase, is to expose yourself. When you come on our podcast, we're going to send it out 50 to 100, maybe 180 different places, depending on the week, depending on the podcast. We're going to make sure that you spread a huge net where people get to hear your story. So we're going to give you that first step, that awareness phase. But beyond that, we're going to ask them to come to our blog post for additional information. We're going to allow you to put up your own little blippy on there, your giveaway, whatever you call it. I like the word blippy today. I don't know why. But okay.
Whatever.
You're going to be able to put that on the website. So when they come to the website, you're going to bring them into your funnel. And if you don't have a funnel, we're going to talk before we have this session, and I'm going to help you with your funnel. Let's just be honest. Because you have to have something to give people, to hook them in, to bring them into your business. The first step is understanding your customers. Who is it you're focused on? And then how can you attract those customers? Your customers may or may not be on this podcast, but somebody listening in may hear something from you and say, hey, I know somebody that connects to you. I need to send them this podcast. And so that's that spreading around. I'm always amazed at all of the tools and people and resources that Matthew and I come in contact with. People are like, oh, I really need this. Oh, really? Let me get on contact. Let me contact this person. Oh, you need this tool? Let me show you where that's found. And that's the power of a podcast like this. We're going to show you tools, tips, and tricks that help you in your business. And I don't want to sound hokey on that. These are real life stories. It's not just a trick, but it's something someone else has done in their life to help them get better. So Matthew, what has been one thing you've learned from a podcast or a mentor that has changed the way you think about business?
Well, personally, from one of the podcasts, I've kind of doubted myself. I didn't have a lot of belief in myself. Just growing up, I didn't grow in an entrepreneurial type family. And so I had to grow out of that mindset. And so one of the things that I took away from one of the podcasts was that you are the creator of your life. Just do it. And when you do it, you start building that belief. And then when you get that strong belief, you do amazing things. And you've noticed, when we're hanging out together and we're doing something together, great things happen. And that's why I really enjoy spending time with you and being your business partner and being on this amazing podcast.
I appreciate you. I appreciate that. That self-doubt is huge. And let me just tell you a secret. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to deal with self-doubt. It's going to happen.
Always does.
I think Sir Richard Branson said, is it Richard Branson, Grant Cardone, one of those people, they say, if somebody asks you to do it, just say yes, then figure out how to do it. That's how
Richard Branson.
Was it yeah. That's how entrepreneurs live. We're always in a state of learning something new and expanding our lives and expanding something for someone else. That's part of the journey, that's part of the fun. And when you don't do that, you stagnate, you get stale, life gets boring, and you're going to check out of entrepreneurship. We don't want that to happen. A little quick tip, a quick part of my story. I did grow up in an entrepreneur type family, but they were all not successful. And I mean entrepreneurship because, let's just be honest, some of my family sold drugs. That was entrepreneurship. It's a bad version of entrepreneurship. My grandmother would have garage sales and she sold antiques on the weekends, and then my grandfather would use that money to buy his beer, but that's a whole nother story, So I saw people accessing customers and getting money, but I never saw the business side of things. So for me, I had to learn the business side of things. What does it mean to create that customer journey? What does it mean to create a funnel? What does it mean to create an accounting system, an accountability system? What does it mean to create financial projections? What's it mean to do a project management? All those kind of big words. So as we go through these podcasts, I hope you listen in because we're going to cover all those categories. We're going to find somebody who's really good at project management. We're going to get them on here. They're going to talk about how they manage projects. So you'll understand. We're going to talk to somebody about time management. How do they manage their time? How do they maximize their time? We're going to bring people on that are really succeeding in their business and taking steps right now, today, no matter what the world throws at them, they're going to push through and find that step to success. That about covers it, I think. What do you think, Matthew?
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we're here to grow you guys and also build a community here. So that's what this podcast is all about.
Exactly. Thank you for saying that, Matthew. You want to go on Facebook and look up DFW Top Business. Again, it's designed for winners to optimize profitability. You can also go to optimizeprofitability.com. That's going to put you directly into our blog post. But connect with us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all those fun social channels, and probably about 50 more by the time this podcast goes out.
Pretty much. A lot.
I think last time we counted, there's going to be about 50 different places. So all of this podcast is going to be spread out there. We want everybody to be exposed to it. And some people say, why are you doing that? Why are you exposing everybody to something like this? I'm doing it because I care. There might be something that you need to hear. And if I don't take effort to put it out there, you may not hear that one thing you need in your life that takes you to success. And I don't want to take that responsibility. I want to put it out there. It's your responsibility to take it. It's my responsibility to reveal it. And I think that's what optimized profitability is all about. Revealing truths, revealing success. That's the key. So hopefully you join us on our journeys. I'll have a schedule out pretty soon on our website. On our website, you'll find the bonus information as well. Again, you can go to dfwtop.com or you can go to optimizeprofitability.com. Either place will get you in the same location, so you know exactly where we are. You can find us on Facebook at DFW Top Business. And this is going to be exciting. It's an exciting journey. Matthew, I'm glad you're with me on this.
I'm glad as well, man.
To hear what's going to happen. And Matthew, I'm proud of you. to see this.
Proud of you, man.
And I like to see that you're taking action. You're no longer struggling with that self-doubt because you're taking action, and action is pushing you past the doubt and into action. When I see that kind of thing, I will do podcasts every week if I have to. If I've got to speak to myself, I'll do it. I'll put myself on both cameras. I don't know.
I'm here for it.
All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate your time today. Hopefully you'll listen in our Optimized Profitability podcast. We're going to be 20 minutes. You'll be able to download them, listen to it back and forth to work. There'll be video versions. There'll be typewritten versions, whatever you need. Find it. And if you have any questions, shoot them out to us. If you want to guest post with us, send us an email or a messenger on Facebook, and we'll get back with you, and we'll tell you about our process of how we're finding guests. All right, I'm Lyle Leeds.
I'm Matthew Zammit.
And we'll talk to you later.